What's going on, folks? Welcome back to the All-American Savage Show podcast. I am your host, John Burke, with my beautiful bearded heterosexual Jewish life partner here, Josh, with a sunburned head, because apparently cutting the grass in 60-degree weather doesn't mean the sun's not going to fry your ass.
Yeah, my bad.
How you feeling?
It hurts. I'm not going to lie to you. Bald head, sunburn.
That's because God hates you.
Oh, apparently.
Oh, what a day. It's Monday, folks. Hopefully you're having a great Monday. Gotten the ball rolling with a good meeting with our new show sponsor, Goldco. We're going to be starting their thing next week. We're excited to work with them. Got to have more information coming for you in the very soon-to-be future about what it means to invest in gold and precious metals. We're excited to move forward with that. Shell Shock CBD, as you know, main sponsor of the podcast. Glad to have y'all here and listening. Why? I have no fucking clue. We're boring. We're not even that funny. But I'm good looking with a small penis, so I can disappoint all of you like I already do. No, I'm just going to let it go. I'm going to let that go. Oh, man. How was your weekend?
It's good, man. Just trying to get the backyard in shape for springtime.
Bro, come back from this trip and suddenly the grass is growing. It's like, I don't mind, though. I like cutting the grass.
I know. I love spring's my favorite, man.
Is there something about just the smell of a fresh cut lawn? It's just therapeutic. It's just therapeutic.
You get gayer every day, my friend.
What the fuck is wrong with you? You don't enjoy cutting the grass? I love it.
No, I don't.
What?
I don't like cutting the grass. I don't mind getting out in the yard, like doing the flower beds and planting the flowers.
Whoa. You just called me gay for wanting to cut the grass, and then you're talking about gardening in the flower beds?
It's a lot of shoveling.
Well, it's still gay.
Is it?
I'm going to plant some daffodils. I don't want to cut the grass. Nah, I'm playing. Good Lord. This is pathetic. Well, as a lot of you know, the second large bank has now taken a shit, and apparently libs are blaming it on Trump, because Bernie Sanders was talking about how Trump deregulated more of these things, yada, yada, yada. The liberals are just in full damage control mode right now, because if you look at a lot of the provocateurs on Twitter, they're trying to whataboutism as far as how many banks failed under Trump. And I think it was something like up to 16 banks or something like that. But at the same token, the total amount lost was like $9 billion versus the $290 billion, I believe. We're going to read some more articles on this. I know a lot of people are not familiar with a lot of this type of things. So we're going to break this down piece by piece. And what does it mean for you, the everyday thing? And the answer to that is, realistically, we're just sitting here watching. I'm just sitting here watching. This is going to affect the economy. I would assume so. Yeah. There's a lot of people that have just lost a tremendous lot of money starting in Silicon Valley. And as much as I know a lot of people don't like the liberals over there, this will have a trickle-down effect on a lot of things. For example, Etsy is coming out talking about a lot of business suffering from that. We're going to get into all this. We're going to kind of take this like Barney style. Because I'm not going to lie, I'm a very familiar person when it comes to these banking systems. Because I don't invest. I don't invest a lot of stuff. I don't have an IRA. I just throw my money into savings and I just leave it there. I mean, I probably should. I did have I got called up by the Army and or the Thrift Savings Plan. I spoke with them because I talked about it on the last show, I believe, as far as I had the thrift savings plan through the military and they match, whatever you're putting in, they're matching. Mm-hmm. So I had about like $3,500 that I put in there from way back when I was still in. So I called them up and I asked them, I was like, hey, can I continue investing? I didn't think I could because I'm no longer a federal employee. Like, yeah, you can't. So you need to take your money out. I was like, oh, shucky darn. Okay. So they're sending me a check and I'm just going to throw that into savings. But it does seem like especially people's 401ks and stuff are taking a massive hit under the Biden administration from these.
It's disgusting.
It's horrible to see. It's like, oh my, and so I kind of get why it's like, why would I want to invest right now as far as like into a 401? Like it doesn't make, if you've already got it, you're fucked either way. So it's just like, you might as well just, It'll come back. It will rebound. It will. But at the same token, it's very discouraging to see like, oh, I just lost $50,000 from my 401k.
Yeah. When you see your 401k, man, fluctuate like $50,000 to $100,000.
How was yours under Trump?
It was fantastic. Everybody's was fantastic.
Yeah.
I mean, I had my buddy that was working at Ross Labs, and like it like doubled his 401k.
What is it now?
It's probably down like 50% as what it was.
It's
because you see all the stock. It's just The Biden administration is just they're criminals.
It's insane to see what's actually happening right now. I feel bad for a lot of people because, I hate to say this, but in California, there's a lot of Republicans out there. I'm not going to even lie. Liberals, I don't care about you. Like, I don't care. I just don't care. You're out in California. You're probably all into the grooming shit. For those that don't know, the Oscars, they were really on about it, like endorsing drag and drag children.
Really?
We've hit a point of no return to where it's like it should be all-out war on these people. They should be gunned down in the streets, these pedophile lovers. It's disgusting.
I wonder how many people watched it.
I don't know. I didn't. I mean, I'm fucking lying. It was actually, I was out to eat last night and it was on the television. I looked up and I was like, oh, okay, those fruitcakes. It's like, whatever.
Everybody at the airport watched it.
Oh, yeah. They beat CNN, though. I'll give you that. But a bunch of stupid fucking people, celebrities up there just virtue signaling. And like, we speak for the people. Like, no, you don't. No, you don't. But anyway, this episode's brought to you by shellshockcbd.com. Hey, the tattoo bomb that we've released, if Josh has it over there, he can hold it up for you. Have scented and unscented. That's it. Keep reaching. Ah, there it is. There it is. Look at that. Beautiful. It comes in like a deodorant style canister, so it's easily applied. The girlfriend loves this. She has some skin irritation issues and stuff like that. So, excuse me, it's not just for tattoo. For those that don't know, CBD is wonderful for eczema and things similar to that. It's non-sticky. You have scent, unscented. They're not so pungent. They're not pungent at all, actually.
Yeah, the scented, it's like a sandalwood. Mm-hmm. It smells so good.
And these things are great for restoring tattoos. They'll brighten it. And again, it's great for skin. One stick is like $20. I think each one is how much? It's like 250 milligrams CBD. What is it?
Yep.
250 milligrams of CBD per. You can't beat that, folks. You can't beat that.
That's good.
So you check it out, $20. This is great. Don't put it on a brand new tattoo. Let me just clarify. Do not put this on a brand new tattoo. Let it heal first. But again, yeah, she asked me, it was like, can you do more scents? Like, well, if we get enough people wanting to buy it, then yes, we can do more scents.
Yeah.
But we've a lot of people loving the tattoo bomb.
It's great.
Love it.
It really is good.
It is. We're very blessed to be here. Thank you for supporting Shell Shock CBD. And don't forget, code SAVAGE is going to save you 10% off of your order. Or you can go become a subscriber on the website, and we're going to send you your order every month or every 3 months. It's really up to you. And you get 10% off of your entire order. So say like you want to put together, you want to bundle a deal of a tattoo bomb, some Halo gummies, some Rack Out gummies for sleep. You get 10% off your overall order, and we send that to you every month until you cancel it. You know, it's not one of those things that you have to do it every 6. You want to end it, you can end it whenever you want. It's just that easy. So why not save yourself 10%, become a subscriber over on shellshockcbd.com. Once again, shellshockcbd.com. All right, let's get into the news, folks. Oh, you were ready for that one. You were ready for it this time.
Okay.
Do me a favor, if you're watching, hit that thumbs up button and click share, guys. That's how we grow this podcast. It's free. We don't charge anybody. If you want to support us, maybe you can't fiscally support us, hit share. Share us on your social media. Tag us on Instagram and Facebook. That's how we grow this show. We're trying to get more people to come over to Rumble. We appreciate everybody making that happen because, like I say, it might not seem much to you, but you hitting that share button might garner another view or two, and that's how we grow this thing. And we really appreciate that because, again, we're not loyal to the DNC, the RNC, the KFC, the BMW. We're not loyal to anybody. Except the Shell Shock CBD.
Yeah.
CBD. There you go. Apparently we got a shout out. Didn't know this. Was it Rakita Law, I think? My friend Natalia, she's been on the podcast before, said that's our favorite YouTube guy. And I think it's him. And they were talking about CBD, and somebody was saying, Shell Shock, and apparently we got, let me look up the...
oh, yeah?
Yeah, somebody gave us a shout out.
Oh,
right.
Like,
well, fuck yeah, man. The fans repping us. We really appreciate that. That's how, again,
really starting to catch on.
No shit. That's how we grow. And we're grateful for that. Let me see. Who was it? It's probably not Rakita Law. It's probably somebody else. Didn't he get banned or something like that? Yeah, it was the Nick Rakita Disposition Live. This is the channel, though. Or Legal Mindset is what it was. And said, I was watching a legal YouTuber I follow, and they were talking about CBD. Someone recommended Shell Shock. Hell yeah. Thank you for that. Sincerely, thank you. Thank you for telling your friends. You guys are freaking incredible. So, and here with the new website launch very soon, it's almost done. We're almost done. There's a lot of work going into this.
Yeah.
With the new website, you can refer friends. You don't even need a code. And basically, you can set it up and you can get discounts. It's just that good.
Discounts, rewards.
Discount, reward points for free products in the future. We have a lot of great things heading your way. So again, when I say we're thankful, we are very thankful.
Yeah.
All right, let's get into it. Reports. SVB had no chief risk officer for 9 months before collapse as UK-based risk had focused on, get this, LGBTQ initiatives. Hey, can they do the job? Well, that doesn't matter. As long as they're black and gay, then we're okay. And this is what happens. You're seeing firsthand just how stupid woke equality is. It serves no purpose. I made a tweet when I was coming back from Argentina. I was like, I was on the plane. I took a picture and I next to the window. I said, I really hope that my pilot is a trans woman of color so we have equal representation. It's like, I don't fucking care. Don't crash the damn plane. I don't give a fuck what your skin color is. It doesn't matter. None of this matters. But apparently there are people out there that actually care that much about it. They care that much about it, which is insane to me, but whatever. LGBTQ initiatives. Silicon Valley Bank reportedly had no chief risk officer for 9 months before Friday's collapse, as the United Kingdom-based head of risk for Europe, the Middle East, and Africa appeared to have focused on pro-diversity initiatives over her actual role. Oh, I forgot. There was a study that just came out, and it's kind of like, you ever read those studies that it's just like, you really had to do a study on this to kind of get this this data? And the study was like, those that put pronouns on their resumes are less likely to be hired. Yeah, no shit. I'll tell you that right now. Like, we're going to be hiring here at Shell Shock again because apparently people just don't think that we watch their work productivity, and if it's not there, then we fire them. Yeah, it's fucking, people are just, they try to take advantage, man. They really try to take advantage. It blows my mind that people don't think these things through as far as like, I wonder if I put my woke bullshit on this resume, they're more likely to hire me. No, we will not. I will tell you this right now. If your pronouns are on that resume, throw it in the trash. I don't want that crap in here.
To have a good laugh.
Yeah, we'll probably frame it.
Right to the circular.
We've already got a framed freaking unemployment request behind me. That's going to stay there as a little badge of honor. It's like, these people are just so ridiculous. They're so fucking, I need pronouns. It's like, no. Oh, I've taken up a new approach on the Dating Libs Instagram page. Go to Dating Libs. Look, I know it sounds crazy. People don't know it's satire. They don't know it's me running this thing. It's complete fucking satire. It's an SJW dating service, and it just spoofs. It's all it is. It's just nothing but spoofs. But I've been going on pages like Fox News, CNN, and making just triggering comments that are rooted in just such stupidity. You could clearly see through it. But liberals eat this shit up. Like, there was an article about a black woman who wore a dress at the Oscars that seemed to prevent other people from seeing. And they said, woman is under fire for wearing such a ridiculous dress that obscured view from her fellow people. I was like, yeah, they just want to attack a black woman. And people are just all up in that. But all the people liking it are at least fucking liberals that you go look at their profiles like, yeah, that stands to reason. You look dumb enough to do that. But oh my God, it's so good. It's really good. Go over to Instagram.com/datinglibs. DATINGLIBS. Dating Libs. It's funny. You got libs at TikTok? Well, we're doing it differently. We're going to go dating libs in the dating scene. I'm doing a lot of, I go on TikTok and I'm scanning for trans dating. And bro, I was on the treadmill this morning in the gym. I forgot my headphones at home. So I'm having to listen to this shit on the treadmill. And I got people beside me. I'm like, dude, they're going to think I'm a total fucking fruitcake watching all this shit. It's like, benefits of dating a trans woman. We don't have periods. Like, so then you admit you don't have periods because like, oh, we do have periods. Anybody can bleed. Stuffing cans of tomato soup up your freaking hoo-ha to like simulate. It's like, you don't have a womb. You can't bleed. How is that even possible?
What the hell's going on?
I posted a picture on Instagram of it was a trans person or a dude. You clearly tell he's trans. And he's having the OBGYN do the ultrasound on the stomach. And it's a turd. And it's like, looks just like him.
Gorgeous.
You're not pregnant. You're just constipated. It's impossible. Oh, good Lord. Good Lord. You can't make this shit up. This is the age we're living in. Silicon Valley Bank, Silicon Valley Bank, the big tech sector-focused bank, had operated without a chief risk officer from April of 2022 to January of 2023, the Daily Mail revealed over the weekend after the bank collapsed and the Federal Deposit Insurance Corporation took it over, FDIC. It was reported that Laura Izureti, the bank's former head of risk, who has formerly worked at Capital One, left in April of 2022, and Kim Olson, who brought in 30 years of financial service experience to the company, formerly worked at a Japanese bank, Sumitomo Mitsubishi, wasn't hired until January of 2023. The bank's CEO, Greg Becker, at the time, credited Olson's deep and multifaceted financial services experiencing a senior risk leader and former regulator at bank supervisor positions to be a perfect fit to actively managing SVB's financial and non-financial risks and to build and scale the firm's risk management capabilities through our next phase of growth. Well, that didn't happen. The CRO at the bank is supposed to report to a 7-person committee, which is made up of the board members and the CEO, the website used to state. However, during the time, while there was no CRO, the bank's European risk officer was reportedly more focused on diversity efforts. The Daily Mail UK reported that Jay Ersapa, who acted as the bank's CRO for Europe, Africa, and the Middle East, describes herself as a queer person of color from a working-class background and has organized a host of LGBTQ initiatives, such as a month-long pride campaign, in addition to creating safe space catch-ups for staffs. Are you starting to see what these types of things do for companies? Like, we never needed this before. Now you're creating new jobs, new positions for what? This group of just whiners out there, you're taking away from what your business purpose is supposed to, your business functionality. Now you're creating more stress for yourself. Diversity hires? Hell no. Nope. Fuck no.
Nope.
Absolutely not. Absolutely not. In an SVB corporate video that was published about 9 months ago, according to the Daily Mail, Ersapa was labeled as the co-chair of a Pride at ERG and claimed that she could not be prouder to work at a place like SVB, which funds underrepresented entrepreneurs and has multiple resource groups, which means if you're white, you're fucked. I'm just going to make an assumption on that one. I don't know. I'm guessing. Underrepresented. So you know what that means. Black people, because they cry the most.
It's not going to be Asian people, I can tell you that much.
Asian people probably own the fucking match, the Jews. Oh, Jew joke. Sorry. Can't make fun of the Jews. Can't do that. A professional networking group Outstanding listed Ersap as top 100 LGBTQ future leaders. Ersap's bio stated that she is the co-chair, Silicon Valley SVB, and the LGBTQ network, where she is a leading figure for the bank's awareness activities. Not anymore. You're done. You're done. Jay is a leading figure for the bank's awareness activities, including being a panelist on the SVB's Global Pride Town Hall to share her experience as a lesbian of color, moderating. I'm sorry, I can't keep reading this crap. Your alphabet mop fruitcakes, you ruin everything. You really do.
Your sexual preference has no bearing on your job.
Apparently
now
it
does.
It shouldn't. Yeah. Well, that's what happens when a company opens its doors into allowing this type of tripe to infiltrate it. No wonder.
Yeah.
I could never work at a company where you've got all these just wackos with their mismatched hair colors, just metal in their face. Like, no. Because when we open up our brick and mortars, whoever's working at the front, you're going to look presentable. You're not going to have a fucking nose ring. No, you will not do that because you represent us. You represent the company. This shit right here, fuck no. You will not be wearing a pride flag on your shirt. Absolutely not. You'll be dressed in a company shirt because that's the only way to avoid shit like this. And quite honestly, if their resume says woke or whatever, nah, not even gonna happen. Not even gonna happen. Throw that shit in the trash. This is great. Additionally, her staff has been praised about 9 months ago in a Facebook group, Diversity Role Models, for a campaign to stop bullying against homophobic, biphobic, and transphobic kids in UK schools. It seems like there's just a lot of details not related to the actual bank itself regarding this. Somebody tweeted out and says, is this the Vijaya Gade of the SV? That was the woman from Twitter who was just a complete liar, went on Congress lie. Her bank risk management strategy went for a toss and stocks fell from $700 to $40, and SVB collapsed. That's what happens when the head of financial risk of a bank is concerned more about woke politics than taking care of financial risk of the customers. And they're 100% right. And, I really feel like the more aware people become of this, the more educated people become on what's actually going on at the top levels of these banks, they're going to start looking specifically. They're going to really start honing in on who are these people? Are we where is the priorities being placed? Are the priorities being placed where they should be? Or is it instead, this is our LGBT woman of color? Because if I see that, it's like, okay, then clearly your priorities are already off. Because this shows a shining example. I was going to say colorful example, but no pun intended. Or maybe it was, whatever. But it's just kind of like, it clearly showcases how a business is not aligning itself with the customer anymore. Now it's, how can we virtue signal? How can we be woke? How can we show that we are wanting to represent the minorities? When in fact, the people that have the majority of the money don't care about shit like that. Now, the big tech companies that are scared right now, there was a lot of big tech, woke companies in Silicon Valley, small tech startups and things like that are done. They're finished, and they invested in this, or they put their money in these banks, and these banks basically made some really bad decisions. And then suddenly people got scared. They want to start doing these withdrawals, and the bank couldn't cover it. And what happens? And Biden's up there. You see his thing, his spiel? It's okay. Everything's okay. Don't. And they're trying to get people. All he's doing right now is damage control. And I don't blame him. You have to.
Yeah, you got to let this bank fail.
You have to.
You can't.
And people are waiting.
They can't stop in. They can't step in and do what they did in 2008.
I agree.
Like, this isn't taxpayer responsibility.
No. Do you think they will, though?
Yes.
You think they're going to do it?
Absolutely.
I just think it's ridiculous because if our company did this, there's nobody to rescue us.
We'd be fucked.
So why? This doesn't make sense to me. It makes sense. I know why. It's just aggravating. It's the stupidest thing I've ever seen. Now, I understand, like, during COVID, the airline industry, I get that. I mean, the airline industry outside of, like, I think Walmart is the largest employer of Americans out there. I kind of get that. Mm-hmm. But at the same extent, that wasn't really on them per se. That was the fact that the government was the causation of all of it because you shut everything down.
Yeah, the government screws everything up.
The cost of fuel spiked through the fucking roof. And so, you know, the airlines, like, we have to pass this on to the consumer. And the consumer's like, I can't afford this. We're not going to travel.
Yeah.
And so now the airlines are like, fuck, they had to do massive layoffs. But now you're seeing with these banks, and we're going to get to it, but another bank is now crashing. Mm-hmm. And I'm not going to lie. And like I said, I'm not an expert on trading, so I'm not going to comment on this. I don't know. Like, don't come to me and was like, what should I do? For me, I'm just kind of like, I'm just going to sit here and watch. Now, I did have this idea of like, maybe I should pull out like maybe about 10,000 and then set it aside just in case.
Yeah.
Because I would hate to see like a domino effect because people are going to start panicking. And I think that's what the government is trying to prevent right now is like, don't panic, don't pull your money. Because if you do, then more banks are going to fail because they can't cover these withdrawals, which is just insane to me. But I think you're right. I think the government is going to have to step in and do this because realistically, what else are they going to do? They're going to let all these people lose their money? So it's like a big welfare system.
You have to.
I agree. Yeah, I agree.
I mean, that's the only way this thing is going to fix itself is you just got to let it fail.
Yeah.
And then, you know, free market will step up and like,
we should start a bank. We should start a bank.
Apparently anybody can do it, right? It's but they keep blaming other people like Bernie Sanders.
Yeah. Oh God. Read that. Did you have that one?
Let me see.
Read that one. That's just ridiculous. Bernie Sanders never misses a. Yeah, like, dude, you're almost dead. Stop trying to like glory hound yourself. Like Josh was reading the article earlier. It's like that sounds about right. That does sound about right.
He immediately comes out and blames Trump.
Yeah, everybody's blaming Trump deregulated the banks. Oh, Trump deregulated the rail cars. Trump. Yeah, but it's 2023. Biden's been president. So if it was such a fuck up, why didn't he fix it? He didn't.
When does the responsibility fall on the shoulders of the bank who was managing the money?
Exactly. They're the ones. I can't even blame this on Biden. I can't even blame this on Trump. Well, I mean, I can partially because Biden's economy is probably a big reason why a lot of people are not investing as much anymore.
Yeah.
I mean, Jesus, like for the simple fact of, I think it was Friday, we went to go buy a truck. And oh my gosh, the prices are insane.
That's crazy.
They're insane.
There it is. Let's be clear. The failure of Silicon Valley Bank is a direct result of an absurd 2018 bank deregulation bill signed by Donald Trump that I strongly opposed 5 years ago. The Republican dictator of the Congressional Budget Office released a report finding that this legislation would increase the likelihood that a large financial firm with assets between $100 billion and $250 billion would fail. Unfortunately, that's precisely what happened during the debate over that legislation. I said our memories are so short that we learned nothing from 2008 Wall Street crash.
I like how he didn't include in there how it failed.
Yeah.
How it failed.
It's just none of the responsibility goes on.
Or like why? Yeah, why it.
Yeah, and Bongino has it right when he says, the Democrats view these situations as a way to how can they use it to hurt Trump's name?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
So all these things that happened, like the East Palestine.
Yeah.
Well, that was Trump's fault.
Yeah.
Deregulation.
Yeah. It's gotten beyond the point of like, this is just ridiculous. Like you guys, and we were talking about that before the show. You can't have honest conversations with these people. There's no point. Why should you?
No.
They're nothing but bad faith actors. And sadly, I feel like the goal of all these conversations should be to get the root causation of why this is happening. But you cannot do that if both sides refuse to acknowledge certain truths that should be universal, but they're not. It's kind of like if the bank make bad investments and then word gets out, it's like, oh crap, and all of a sudden all these people that put all their money in there are starting to withdraw all at once. That's the bank's fault.
Yeah.
I can't blame that on Trump. I mean, what regulation? I mean, if Bernie Sanders has something in there saying, hey, you can't withdraw so much amount in this period of time. It's like, I understand that, which they probably do. Like I said, I'm not an expert on this. I'm not even going to sit and pretend like I am. Go watch Shapiro and the rest of them for that, because it's not me. But even still, from a stupid man's perspective, why is Bernie not saying, this is why it failed? Like, this is what Trump should have done. It's just a simple generalization of him saying, it's Trump's fault because this a bill that I supported, that's why it failed. It's like, well, that's a very easy thing to say, but explain it to me. And they never will. They never do.
No.
Because they know the average common American isn't going to look that much into it. They're just going to take it at face value. It's like, yeah, fuck Trump. But it's like, oh, good Lord.
Yeah.
Good Lord.
Yeah, Kevin in the chat said the FDIC, it does insure up to $250,000.
Yeah. But is that per person? Or per investor?
Yeah, I guess per account, yeah.
Yeah. But even still, it's like, that's taxpayer money.
Right. So
it's literally, we're bailing out other people. And I'm blown away by that. But if my shit goes tits up, if Shell Shock goes tits up, we get nothing.
Nothing.
Government, but you know what they are going to do? Tax the shit out of us. That's what they are going to do. Fuck.
Pay your fair share.
Kevin Nordstrom says on YouTube chat, he says, pull your money now and then what? When your employer is direct deposit for most Americans. Stop paying taxes ever. Dude, I wish everybody just all at once just stop paying taxes. Like, no more. No, it's like, we're not filing. Millions of Americans, like, we're done.
The Revolutionary War was started over less than this.
No, that's true. Dr. Jekyll says the average account held 2.5 million. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. I know that. Like, they're losing money. Well, again, if they step in and bail them out, they're going to be fine. Or I would imagine up to a certain percent. But people are losing money. And the other thing is, you can bail that bank out. And this is what people, I think, aren't really realizing or thinking about long term. Who's going to invest in that bank? Who's going to use that bank? I'm not. You'd have to be an idiot to go back to that bank. If USAA like suddenly made some poor investment and yada yada, and then they go tits up, and you go back to them, you're kind of a glutton for punishment at that point. But there are going to be a lot of minorities and big tech startups that are going to do that, because that's what that bank really panders to. So you have at it. That's just mind blowing to me. How they want to step in and save this bank.
Yeah.
I just don't get it.
You know what's going to happen is we'll get that money, and all the executives will get huge bonuses.
Yeah.
And I think they just actually paid themselves out big bonuses before all this happened.
You don't say. Good Lord. I just don't know. If you have $5 million in the bank and you only get 25 or 250,000, yeah,
keep the change, you filthy animal.
It sucks. It sucks ultimately, because it's going to be financial or taxpayer money that just
yeah.
There's going to be some losses. Let's move on to the next one. John Carney, on Kudlow, a bailout could deepen panic. I wonder what the bailout, if this thing actually happens, what is that going to do for the recession and inflation? Because everything has a ripple effect. Everything is connected. Everything is related economically. So it just basically, to me, it means investors are going to stop. Investor confidence is going to drop. And I think they're going to stop. Like, why would you go back to that bank unless you're going to a different bank? But even still, I'd be like, I'm very leery about wanting to put my money into this stuff.
Yeah. I don't know. I think it bounces back eventually, but
I think so too.
Like if 2008 when everything went to shit.
Yeah.
So you just need, someone like a Trump to come in and get the economy going again. He knows how to do it.
I don't know. The entire board of directors of SVB sold their shares of bank weeks before the crash. I saw that too. Where's the investigations on this?
Shocker.
I mean, they're very quick to investigate and then put people into prison for like January 6th. But when it comes to things like that Sam Friedman or whatever that dude is, the big crypto scammer, and then stuff like this, man, they really drag their feet, don't they?
Yeah, what happened to that guy?
Oh, he's still around. They basically put him on an ankle bracelet and gave him a flip phone, said, stay off the internet. They're still investigating. It's like, really? Does it take that long?
Yeah, right.
It's ridiculous.
He's got his own Jeffrey Epstein book, I'm sure.
Oh, I'm sure. Breitbart economics editor John Carney said in an interview on Saturday on Larry Kudlow's eponymously named, how do you say, eponymosly? That's a new word for me. Eponymously?
Pony baloney? Baloney Pony? Is that what?
A posthumously named radio show that a government bailout of the collapsed Silicon Valley Bank could deepen the panic. Discussing Friday's collapse of Silicon Valley Bank, Carney said the Federal Deposit Insurance Corporation, the FDIC, coming in and guaranteeing all the deposits above the FDIC's $250,000 limit has potential to cause more panic and create more doubt in the market, since it would look like the government is trying to brace for more significant problems. Yeah. Duh. I think it might cause more panic because people would be worried that they were signaling something much worse has happened underneath. And frankly, I don't think it's necessary here, Carney said. I do think it would be a mistake to just declare, no, they're definitely all paid off. It would give everybody cash right away. That's not how the system's supposed to work. Carney's comments came just one day before the U.S. Treasury, the Federal Reserve, and the FDIC announced on Sunday that they would be taking decisive actions to protect the U.S. economy by strengthening public confidence in the U.S. banking system by effectively making deposits above the FDIC's $250,000 limit available on Monday. However, unlike every other bank, Carney explained the very particular issues the Silicon Bank had, which is unlike most other banks, is that huge concrete, or hold on, let me skip that. Other banks is a huge concentration of very large deposits from startups and venture capital companies that are all linked to one another because they serve tech startups in the Silicon Valley. This is unlike big banks with diversified depositors with thousands of dollars in banks and not millions or billions in a bank and do not act together in a concentrated way. That's why all these woke companies out there in big tech, they're done. They're scared, like they're over. They've lost it. Well, I mean, they'll get some of it back, but even still, it's like, fuck.
Yeah, I don't know.
They did it to themselves. This is what happens. This is what happens. But the fact, I mean, you see the corruption at the higher levels. It mirrors Congress. When you start seeing Pelosi selling off certain shares, you should probably do the same if you have the same stock. You bought in the same stocks.
Yeah, they know
she
what's
knows.
going on.
They know what's going on, 100%. It's the rich just getting richer. Because this bank's customer base was Silicon Valley, and Silicon Valley power is quite concentrated in the hands of venture capitalists. When the venture capitalists said to their operating companies, hey, we're worried about the bank, maybe pull some money out, you had in one day 42 billion of deposits come out of Silicon Valley Bank, Carney further explained, which for those who know is what caused the bank to go tits up because they couldn't cover that. That's not something most banks can stand up against because you have to sell all assets quite rapidly in order to try and pay the depositors. When you're selling assets at a fire sale, you don't get the best prices, which is true. When you're trying to basically get rid of something hot off the market and you need to liquidate it right away, you have to basically take what you can get.
Yeah.
That's why these instances, it's like they're going to try and cover some of it, but it's just poor decisions were made. But at the same token, if these guys are selling off their shares prior to, they knew what was coming.
Yeah.
They knew what was coming. Okay, when you're selling assets at a fire sale, you don't get the best prices, so you take even bigger losses, which panics your depositors more, he added. Management should have anticipated the flight-prone nature of their deposits because they're very different than any standard bank's deposits. Most banks do not have 93% of their deposits at levels too high to be insured by the FDIC. So this is an extreme case. Why would any bank, and this is me just thinking out loud, I don't know this answer. Maybe somebody in the chat does. Why would a bank be able to, or why would a bank ever essentially have more in deposits than they can cover themselves? Because essentially you're robbing from Peter to pay Paul at that point.
Yeah.
How is that legal?
You got me, buddy.
I don't know. This is all new to me. So, I mean, a lot of this basically makes sense. But at the same token, I'm like, how can a bank operate at like a net negative in a sense, I guess you could say?
Because they're using those deposits for investments. Mm-hmm. And
their investments
when
were
people go
poorly
to
done.
Take their money out, they don't have the money to give it. I mean, it's crazy. I don't know.
Don't forget Jim Cramer told people to buy SVB a month before. I don't listen to people like that.
Yeah, that'd be the last person I'd listen to take financial advice.
Is Jim Cramer that bald motherfucker?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that one. Didn't he blast Trump or something?
Dude, they all did.
Who is Jim Cramer? I think I know who you're talking about. He's the guy that's really
on MSNBC.
He's really loud and annoying and
wears the white button-up shirt with the sleeves rolled up.
Yeah, that douchebag. Jim Cramer. Let's see. Oh, yeah. Here's an article. Good point on that one in the chat. Thank you. Here's the article on this. Jim Cramer sees key investing advice in SVB fallout. You think he knew? He also refuses to call the Fed's intervention a bailout. Jim Cramer has been the subject of some internet hate since the Silicon Valley Bank collapse. A month ago, the Mad Money host pumped the stock on a show, calling investing in the bank compelling and cheap, while it was trading at $320 a share. No, we can't hear this. It's Jim Cramer talking about SVB Financial Group. It's Jim Cramer on February 8th. The ninth best performer here today is SVB Financial. This company is a merchant bank with a deposit base that Wall Street has been mistakenly concerned about. Jim Cramer tweeted out March 13th. He said, all day today, you will hear short or underinvested bears tell you how last night's Fed actions did nothing or hurt finance in the country. Go read the story of the Odyssey, the part about the sirens. Be Ulysses because they are wrong. What? Bro, you're wrong. Please read last night's club bulletin about what to do. The banks will be bifurcated here. I think it's a clarion call to buy everything but tech. What? You just said invest in a tech bank. You kidding me? And now this guy's a fucking moron.
Do you think so, or do you think he's being fed information to pump out there to the public?
He's probably trying to help them rebound at this point.
I mean, after seeing all the Twitter files and then the contact that all these agencies had with
there's
these
so much corruption. Blue collar corruption. Like, oh my God. Or white collar, excuse me, not blue collar. That's just ridiculous. Let's keep going. Despite Silicon Valley Bank being different than many other banks, as Carney explained, he was worried people would going to wake up on Monday. We're going to wake up on Monday, see that the bank collapsed in front of Page News and ask themselves if taking money out of a smaller bank and moving it in a more prominent bank is the best move. These things don't always go in a logical order, he added. The problem with Silicon Valley Bank is not the same as the problem with the bank that failed earlier in the week, Silvergate. Additionally, regulators shut down Signature Bank on Sunday, stating all depositors of the failed financial institution will be made whole. No losses will be borne by the taxpayer, the statement said, per Reuters. Oh, yeah, I believe that. No. Even Shark Tank guys. Shark Tank's Kevin O'Leary rips Biden over Silicon Valley. He nationalized the American banking system. Investor and Shark Tank star Kevin O'Leary condemned President Joe Biden's response to the Silicon Valley Bank collapse, claiming that Biden had eliminated risk from the industry by using taxpayer dollars to reimburse the wealthy. It's almost like when the government tries to come in and regulate to serve as a means of being a backstop or a fiscal federal safety net, you're doing more damage than good. Look, I'm sorry. I mean, I'm really not. But it sucks that people lost their money, but you got to let it fail. Clearly, the decision-making at the top was so bad, they tanked the company. Why are you going to basically bring them back up? You don't get a second chance at business. Yeah, it's rewarding bad behavior or poor fiscal decision-making. And then you go in there and you're going to bail them out?
Yep.
I'm at a loss with this.
Yeah, that's these guys have to be getting paid.
They
on the
have
back
to,
end
yeah.
of this shit. They have to. I mean, what other logical explanation is there for any of this?
People they're getting enough. They're having enough of this. I feel bad for a lot of people out there that are just trying to make ends meet. I read an article, or it was, a Facebook post the other day, and it talked about, and this is actually a really good point. Now, let me just start out this way. They talked about, like, look, if you're working a $20 to $26 an hour job and you're trying to go out there and rent an apartment, most of these apartments right now, depending on where you're living, are anywhere from like a single bedroom. If you're in like downtown Dallas, you're talking about $1,200 to $1,500 a month. But you're also going to have a month's worth or 1 to 2 months worth of deposit ready to go, as well as security deposit. So you're talking about upwards of $5,000 to $6,000 just to go rent a place. And you're not making enough to cover something like that, like right up front. It's like, so people are not able to move out of their parents' houses, whatever the case may be. And it's like, it's true to an extent, but that's just one microcosm of, say, for example, you and me. Josh and I want to buy a new house. Like, I really want to move into a bigger house, something that's more, not bigger in a set, well, a better layout. I want a different kind of house, not a bigger one necessarily. I don't want a big house. Big houses are just too much to clean. I like 2,000 feet. That's good, but I want more emphasis put on the kitchen and the bedroom than smaller hobby rooms. But the market right now is insane. So we can't buy. I mean, we could, but it's like, do you want to take out a $500,000 loan or mortgage on a house that in maybe 5 years is actually going to be dropped down? It's going to deflate down to, like what, like 300,000, 250,000, because I went to go look at a house like maybe 5 minutes down the road from me, and I bought mine for 250 or 275. This other house in a brand new subdivision, a cookie cutter just like mine, is at 600,000. I'm like, are you kidding me?
I know.
It's like, that is not a 600. Well, you know, the landscape, the fiscal landscape has changed. I don't give a fuck. That is not a $600,000 house. And it's like, people are like, well, you know, your house is inflated too, so you can sell it for more. But I also have to buy another house, or I have to build another house, and the costs are going to be still inflated.
Yeah.
So the housing market is stagnant. Vehicles right now, it's still somewhat manageable, but it's insane to me.
Yeah, it's
New trucks are going from $60,000 to $80,000. Are you fucking kidding? A truck,
a pickup truck without electric seats.
Oh my God, that bitch. Okay, let's.
I know. I wouldn't buy a house right now just on principle.
Oh fuck yeah.
I mean, because the interest rates are like 7%, and then houses.
Oh my God, the interest rate just for a vehicle right now is like 5.6. I'm like, who's gonna pay this?
I'm looking at houses like 2 years ago where, you know, a few $100,000, and now they're like 750,000.
Bro, we're hitting California prices in Texas.
I know.
I can't even imagine what California prices are right now.
I'm sure they're going down because everybody's fucking leaving.
I don't blame them. No, so Josh and I go to this dealership. Look, used cars, car salesmen in general. Shakespeare talked about, like, hang all the lawyers. Start with the car salesman. These pieces of shit. So we go into this dealership. We find this cool little truck that I want to buy because we're going to do it as a company. The company's going to buy it so we can use it as a depreciating asset, but I'm going to pay the notes personally, which is a smart business move to make. And you always want to buy new, apparently, because our accountant said it depreciates better. You get better value for it. I think you can claim it up to 5 years as a write-off. And we're going to wrap it in a shell shock thing. So, and I'll just use it as my daily commute vehicle. But we go into this dealership and we see this truck. It's a, a Tundra?
Yeah.
A Tundra off-road. They wanted 50,000, brand new. It was a pre-owned with only 300 miles on it. Yeah. Good condition, which I thought was really ironic because it was sold to a disabled veteran. And the reason he didn't want it, he had to bring it back, is because it didn't have electric seats. But in the rear left windshield, or the rear, he puts a sticker. This is a Toyota Tacoma, and he says, "Made in America." And I'm like, what?
It was native Texan.
Oh, okay.
No, it was native. It was native
okay.
Texan.
My bad. I read that. I was like, that doesn't make. Anyway, so we sit down and we talk to this lady, and she's Jewish. She makes it very clear she's from Israel. And Josh made the mistake of saying, "Oh, I've been to Israel." And next thing you know, boom, she's got a connection.
We're best friends.
We're best fucking friends.
Showing us her kids.
We're spinning dreidels. We're lighting the menorah. We're fucking hava, nagila, hava, nagila, hava. They're having a good old gay Jew time. But so it really opens up the gate to where, you know, salesmen, they really try and get personal with you. Look, this is not the 1950s. We know the tactics. Stop. Just sell me the fucking vehicle and shut up. I don't give a shit about your little cum puppets. I don't care about your little fuck trophies. And so we see the truck, and she's sitting there, and the sticker price was $50,000. Okay, $50,000. Now, of course, they're not going to include tax, title, and license. So that was like at about $3,500. So we'll just say the total price should have been $53,500. Cool. So we test drive the truck. Drives nice. Love it. It's army green. It's perfect. Easy to wrap. Wouldn't cost us that much. Great fucking truck. And so we go back in. It's like, did you like it? I was like, yeah, let's talk, because we're gonna pay cash, because, you know, fuck that. We have the money. We'll just take out a business loan through our good bank, just to build up some business credit, because, you know, we can afford to pay it off right now. We don't have to do any of that fucking APR stuff. Just do it now, and then we'll take the loan out to help build business credit through the company the bank that we go through. So they come back to us, and we meet the one dude. His name was Jim or some weird shit like that. And he's got a firm handshake, looks me in the eyes. Like, that doesn't mean dick all. Liars know what to do. They know how to do all the signs and stuff. So he's like, okay, so you like this truck? He's like, yeah. It's like, all right, let's talk. So they come back, and they're talking in the back, and I was like, something's up. And then she comes back. She goes, oh, I meant to tell you, they have the Lone Star deal. I was like, what's the Lone Star deal? It's like, it's where the paint is scratch resistant. I sound like Borat, but we'll go with it. And it's like, the paint is scratch resistant, yada, yada, yada. It's got the off-road, the rails on it so you can step up into the cab and shit. I was like, okay, cool. Well, she's saying this because they're adding that onto the price. So they come back down and they sit down and they show us the overall out-the-door cost is going to be $58,000. I look at Josh and I'm just like, what just happened? We went from $50,000 to $58,000. And that Lone Star deal was there. This is this. And we're looking at each other. And it's like, that's not a $60,000 truck.
No.
That's not even a 50. It didn't even have electric seats.
Yeah.
And so they look at us like, well, they start feeding us all this bullshit. The guy's like, well, I price point mine at 2% under the market value here locally. It's like, dude, you can tell me anything you want. I don't care. I don't believe anything you have to say. And so he's like, all right, well, the most I can really wiggle here, the most I is like about maybe $800. And I'm like, because he's like, what are you looking for? It's like 50 out the door. He's like, well, we can't do that. I was like, well, okay, bye. So I just looked, I was like, well, thank you for your time. I'm sorry we're wasting it. I was like, well, hold on. What are you looking for? I was like, well, a new truck, under 10,000 miles. Like, all right, we'll go see what we can do. I was like, all right. I was like, they're going to go back there and they're going to rehash out and come back with another offer. So they come back with another offer. Now remember, $800. That's all his wiggle room was, right? It comes back, it's like, the next offer we have is like, what was it, like 54.9?
Yeah.
54.9. I'm like, wait a minute. You just told me you only had wiggle room of $800. You just dropped a couple thousand, which I'm grateful for, but that's still not in the ballpark of what that fucking sticker price is. And so the guy's just kind of like, well, I mean, we have to make money. It's like, dude, I know those cars are already so fucking marked up. Your margins are insane. They are insane. You've got 20 to 30 people that work at this place. Don't lie to me. Like, I'm not stupid. So finally, Josh and I just get up and we're like, hey, thank you for your time. We're out of here. So then she calls him. I knew they would.
Like 3 minutes after we left.
Down the road. And she starts bitching at Josh because she's just like, did you not see a sticker price? Like, the sticker price said $50,000, you dumb cunt. It said $50,000. Oh, well, there's a plus sign on it. That means more. Well, then, bitch, put the fucking total price on there, you fucking slime balls. Okay, I feel better. I'm just like, what the fuck? I hate having to go buy a new vehicle. It's just such an annoyance.
The true code. That's the first thing I thought of too, was the Fargo.
Oh my God.
The dealership scene. Like, you're going to want that clear coat on there.
Did I ask for a fucking clear coat?
And she calls the next day.
Did I ask for the fucking Lone Star package? I don't give a fuck about scrap. We're wrapping the motherfucker. It's not my problem. But these people, they're just so... And then she calls him again on Saturday and starts reaming him. And it's just like, bitch, that's not the way to sell a truck. I don't know how they do things in Israel, but I'm about to fucking get some Palestinians over here to start negotiating with you, bitch, because that's the only way you fucking listen.
My kids are like, Daddy, who are you yelling at?
Some stupid Jew. Shut up. No, I'm kidding. Can't make fun of the Jews. Oh, my God. Welcome to the All-American Savage Show. I don't know how the fuck we haven't been canceled. God bless Rumble. Anyway, back to the topic at hand regarding SVB. He said, I don't think he'll say it in any way I'm suggesting, but what effectively happened over the weekend is that he's talking about Biden and nationalization of the bank. He nationalized the American banking system, O'Leary told CNN on Monday. It's no longer a risk. It's no longer private in any sense. It's now backstopped by the government, ultimately the taxpayer. So it doesn't matter how bad you are as a banking manager. Folks, do you see the commonality here between the VA, nationalized healthcare, nationalized banking, nationalized anything? The incentivization for success no longer exists because they know even if they fail, daddy government is there with a bailout. So what the fuck do they care? So all of these socialists, all these idiots about Medicare, Medicaid, VA, nationalizing healthcare because Canada's got it so good. You don't know what you're talking about because you've never set foot into one of these areas, one of these hospitals that is ran by these same mental midgets that they make poor fiscal decision making. Fuck, look at the VA. Back in 2016, $6 million spent on fucking artwork. Artwork, folks. $6 million. That could have helped out a lot of disabled veterans. So what is the difference here between a nationalized banking system when they know they've got daddy government to come in and serve as a backstop? They can do whatever the fuck they want. They're getting bailed out. And to sit there and say it's not taxpayer money, where the fuck is it coming from?
Yeah.
Oh, it's the FDIC's reserve. Where does that money come from? Who are you getting it from? People just, these stupid Gen Z types, and frankly millennials too, I'm like, well, it's the money tree. We're just going to go off the back and snip a couple $1 billion off the money tree and we'll be okay. We're just going to print more. During recession and inflation? Oh, yeah, it's the best thing to do. Let's fucking do that. But again, our country has been run by retards. It's the truth, folks. It is the fucking truth. Our country is being run by retards. Why? Because we've put more focus, more focal points on what's between your legs, who you fuck, what you identify as, versus people out there that actually know what the fuck they're doing. That's the problem here. or at least one of the many. Look at the Biden administration. Nothing but freak shows. Oh, good Lord. Russia, drop a bomb. Just drop a bomb. Let's end it all. Oh, my God. Putin? Is he really that bad? Nah, I'm kidding. I'm only kidding.
Rooting for Putin.
Rooting for Putin. O'Leary blamed the SVP collapse on negligent board of directors as well as idiotic management, noting the two errors acted as a powerful cocktail to wipe out the bank. We knew before the weekend started with every account with $250,000 or less was insured and anything beyond it was not. But that's all changed. So again, just like with everything else, folks, this is what liberals do. The game is set, but the rules consistently change and evolve to support the mistakes made by morons. That's the issue here. Again, you have to let it fail. But they're not. We'll see. I mean, have you read anything that said they're not going to let it fail? They are going to do a bailout?
That's what it looks like to me.
Because I'm trying to find where anything is said in regards to they're actually doing a bailout.
I think we'll find out here probably.
Oh, they're going to have to, yeah.
So.
Now you have no risk in any bank, anytime, and you as the taxpayer bear that going forward, he added. During a Friday appearance on Your World with Neil Cavuto, O'Leary called the collapse an absolute mess and warned that this is an essential lesson for every company, not just startups and the venture community. O'Leary said he told all of his portfolio companies that he does not want to see more than 20% of any liquid assets in any one institution, and that's true. That because we practiced that ourselves as well.
Yeah. Not
keeping too much money in one bank account in one bank, just in case. But again, we're still insured. Well, yeah.
Yeah.
Don't know anymore. Don't know anymore. Federal regulators on Sunday said New York-based Signature Bank was being shut down to protect consumers and the financial system following the collapse of SVB. What does that mean? They're essentially their assets are frozen. Can't touch them. Whatever you got's what you got. Now, again, it's not going to be permanent. They're going to have to reopen that thing. People got to live and eat. But even still, and that's what a lot of people do. They were doing that, I think, during the collapse of the Great Depression. A lot of stuff was being frozen. It was too late. And shit just went tits up. It's a fucking scary time we're living in, folks. Oh, my gosh. Like, it's getting, like, again, I've said this so many times. When I said we needed 4 years of Biden, bro, that guy has delivered exponentially.
Yeah, maybe like we needed about 25 minutes of Biden. That would have been plenty.
The dude cancels 10,000 Keystone jobs in his first 30 minutes as president. It's like, fuck.
Get them gas prices nice and high again. That's all I needed to see. Mm-hmm. Like, I thought $2.89 was high when he first got in there.
Bro.
Like, Jesus.
Oh, my God. The announcement came in a joint statement from the U.S. Treasury Department, the Federal Reserve, and the Federal Deposit Insurance Corporation. The regulators said SVB clients will have access to their money starting Monday at no expense to the American taxpayer. Bullshit. A similar program, they said, was being enacted for the Signature Bank, which was closed Sunday by its state chartering authority. All depositors of this institution will be made whole, the joint statement read. As with the resolution of Silicon Valley Bank, no losses will be borne by the taxpayer. They get to make this up in taxes. Guarantee. Talk about trickle effects, folk. Etsy warns sellers of delays in wake of Silicon Valley Bank collapse. E-commerce site Etsy has warned some sellers to expect possible delays on payments due to the sudden collapse of Silicon Valley Bank SVB, according to the multiple statements from the company. At Etsy, supporting our sellers is our highest priority, and we understand how important it is for these small businesses to be able to receive their funds when they need them. An Etsy spokesperson told Forbes via email on Saturday. We recently experienced a delay in issue payments to some sellers related to the unexpected collapse of Silicon Valley Bank. Our teams have been working around the clock to implement a solution, and we expect to pay sellers via our other payment partners within the next several business days, the statement continued. Number one, we have to look at consumer confidence, investor confidence, all this stuff. It's done. There is no confidence. People are scared right now. Now, imagine if you're a small startup company. We're talking about 2, 3, maybe 4 employees. They're living paycheck to paycheck. They're accounting. When you get in this business cycle, this battle rhythm, if you will, of knowing that on this day, your funds are available for your sales for the week, the month, whatever the case may be, and it's suddenly not, it throws you into massive chaos and panic, because guess what? Businesses have a lot of them are in debt. It could be like, say, for example, we're putting in an order for this much stuff to be made. We're making soap. We have to get the ingredients. We have to pay our people, but we're buying in bulk. We're a small business. So, hey, we get a lot of stuff like pay 50% up front, get the rest, pay it later. Well, if I've paid 50% for the bulk order of the ingredients I would need to make the soap and I get it, now the other payment's past due or it's due. I haven't received my payment from my customer base because the bank's holding that funds. What am I paying my creditors with? What am I paying these companies with? I got nothing. So what are they supposed to do? So it's kind of like, it's like the whole deal with during COVID. You know, you have a mortgage to pay. You have groceries to buy. The government shuts all the businesses down and this is, hey, we're going to give you $1,500 once or twice. That ain't going to do shit. So what happens? Your business goes under. I'm very interested in seeing. I don't think this will put any businesses under at a mass scale, but I would be interested in seeing if this does continue. If they don't figure this out very soon, there will be some companies like, we're done.
Yeah,
We're out.
I don't know, man. This could be like a really terrible thing that wipes out a lot of people's
investments, companies. Yeah. It's crazy. Well, that's pretty much it in a nutshell, folks. We're going to watch this develops. I'm just at a loss, quite honestly. But again, government steps in. Yeah. All right, moving on. Kamala Harris won't. I don't give a fuck about that bitch anyway. Who watched the Oscars? Anybody watch the Oscars? No. Nobody watched the Oscars?
No.
You didn't watch the Oscars? Anybody in the chat watch the Oscars?
I didn't even know it was on. I gotta be honest with you.
I saw the coming attractions for it or whatever because I guess Jimmy Kimmel got to host it, which biggest hypocrite there is. Don Lemon seemingly roasted. And the only reason I'm bringing this up is because I love seeing left on left violence, and violence is, according to the left standards, speaking bad of somebody. It's, oh, that's violence. You can't disagree with transgenderism because if you do, that's transphobia and that's an attack. Therefore, it's violence. Don Lemon has been widely condemned for saying that women were only in their prime in their 20s, 30s, and maybe 40s. Well, actress Michelle Yeoh took an apparent jab at CNN host Don Lemon on Sunday night after she accepted her first Academy Award in her career for Best Actress. Yeoh made history as the first Asian person to win as lead actress for the popular film Everything Everywhere All at Once. I haven't seen this video.
I've never even heard of it.
Neither have I. Has anybody seen this?
That's how good Hollywood is doing.
Has anybody seen this movie in the chat? Anybody? Anybody seen this movie? Everywhere, Everything, All at Once?
Anyone? Anyone?
Yeah.
Anyone?
Nothing? Anything like that? No? Okay. Just making sure. I didn't watch it. Okay, yeah. The chat's like, Red Hulk said he did. I didn't watch that shit because I can't stand libs. Same. Yeah, a lot of nopes. I didn't watch it, but apparently there was a lot of people. I think Jamie Lee Curtis took home an Oscar for this performance. Yeoh made history as the first Asian person. For all the little boys and girls who look like me watching tonight, this is a beacon of hope and possibilities, Yeoh said as she accepted her award. This is proof that dreams do come true, and ladies, don't let anybody tell you you're ever past your prime. Never give up.
Ooh.
Michelle Yeoh deleted Instagram post about non-white Best Actress winner. You're kind of white. I'm sorry. You just are. You're Asian, but you're kind of white. In a past time, they were referred to as yellow, which is pretty racist. But your skin pigmentation looks exactly like mine. You're just Asian.
Yeah.
Oh. I was reading on one post, this dude, it was a black dude, pissed the fuck off, as you know, most of them are. And so this guy's talking about how, like, it was something about, in regards to, somebody made a stupid post about grow farms and trade food, and then we can all eat and we don't have to take out loans. It's like, it doesn't work that way. You can't work. And one dude was like, well, this black dude is like, yeah, that's how it was before all the gringos came in and took it over and screwed everything up. I was like, oh, you mean white colonialism that taught you how to live in fucking houses and not adobe brick buildings that look like shit? You mean advanced in medical technology and weaponry and then beat the shit out of y'all? Oh yeah, we're so horrible. We're just so horrible. White culture is phenomenal. We've done amazing things.
Yeah.
Sorry to tell you. If black culture's so great, pop the next thing smoking back to Africa and go back in those villages and just see how much you like it. Just see how much you like it. White culture and history is actually really good. Really good. Is that racist for me to say? Oh, but if I was black and said that, man, black culture is good culture. Oh, that's black pride. But if I, as a white guy, say that, oh, that's racist. Hey, I'm sorry. But thank God for white colonizers because you guys fucking rocked it. Good job. You got beat by the better ones. Suck a dick, losers. I'm sorry. Actually, I'm not sorry. It's the truth. And that doesn't make you racist. It's like, hey, this is what this culture had to offer. And they did great at it. And they advanced humanity. Yes, there is not going to be any country that exists in this world that is a utopian garden of no violence. There is no slavery. I love these black liberals that come in there. They talk about slavery, slavery, slavery. When were whites enslaved? You clearly don't know your history. You really don't know your history at all. And it's like, I don't even engage in conversation. I just troll now. That's all I do is just troll. You can't teach these people. You can't teach them anything. They know everything. It's fucking ridiculous. It's not racist to say either. I mean, in their minds it is. I really don't care. I don't give a fuck about pandering to racist black supremacists. There's a community in Georgia. I posted it on my Instagram, John Burke 1776. There is a community in Georgia of small houses, all black owned. All black owned. They want to segregate. And I'm sitting here going,
great.
Fucking do it, baby. Yeah. Fucking do it. Because here's the deal. You're the real racist. Go be with your own. We don't want you in our society. Go be with your own. And let's just see how that develops. I'm going to be very interested to see how this develops. Because it's going to be tiny houses with a tiny bit of crime that suddenly starts going to, because we know what American black culture is rooted in. The stats don't lie. They don't lie. But people are like, oh, that's so horrible. Fucking let them. Let them. But if a white community did that, it's like no blacks allowed. Oh, we get to pearl clutch. That's so racist. But if blacks get to do it, oh, look at them. They're so empowered. It's just the hypocrisy of this is just so ridiculous to me. But I'm just saying, hey, go. Do
you think it's racist that they just want to have a community of black people?
Absolutely.
Do you?
Why wouldn't that be?
I don't know. Maybe they're just more comfortable around black people.
But why is that?
Maybe they just enjoy each other's company.
Nah, you know exactly why that is. You know, don't come on. I appreciate you playing devil's advocate, but there's a reason for that because it's rooted from a generalization towards white people en masse.
Maybe.
Yeah, but if I felt that way towards black people, it's racist. So
hopefully those people that decided to live in this community of all black people would still be nice to every other race, but they just prefer the company of other black people.
But why is that?
It's just a
follow the rabbit. Follow the rabbit down the hole. Why is that?
They just enjoy each other's company.
Let's flip the script. What if it was all whites?
It's more comfortable in their culture. You know, maybe they all grew up the same way, doing the same thing, eating the same foods.
So if whites did that, is it racist?
No, it's not.
Oh, it's not?
No.
Oh, okay. Well, you threw me for a loop on that one then.
No, I don't think it's racist at all. Like if a community of people just want to get together and they're more comfortable, then that's fine. I don't have a problem with that. I mean, that's fine.
So it would be that their race is rooted in a certain culture they all grew up in.
And this is assuming that they're, not racist towards other groups of people.
I'm pretty sure if they don't allow whites to move in there, that's pretty racist.
I'll give them the benefit of the doubt. I don't care.
I'm not giving anybody the benefit of the doubt.
I don't care. I mean, again, I don't care. I let people do what they want to do. If they want to all have a community of just black people.
Oh, I'm not saying they shouldn't be. No, here's the thing. Yeah. The libertarian in me is like, you do whatever you want. Right. That should not be illegal. If you want to have an all black community, you go right ahead. You do your thing. But if whites do it, don't you sit there and pearl clutch.
Yeah, you can't pearl clutch.
But they will. They will. You know they will. White liberals will. Like, oh my God, that's racist. Like, here's the thing. Asian pride forever. Oh, that's so strong. Black pride forever. That's so strong. White pride. You racist.
Because you generally see that anyway, right?
What?
Like in Plano. So there's like pockets of Indians that all live together.
Right.
They all play cricket together on the weekend. I mean, I see them like walking around, but they're just more comfortable. That's their culture. They're all from India. They all have these Indian cultures.
But do they exclude other people from joining them?
I don't see any other races playing cricket with them at the park. So I think it's just a group of people who happen to be from the same country, who moved here to America, probably working for tech companies, I'm assuming. You know what I mean?
A lot of anesthesiologists in there, aren't there?
Yeah, I mean, maybe doctors.
I don't disagree with you there, but I think
they're just more comfortable in the people that they grew up with and it's familiar to them.
But do you really think that a lot, like this Georgia one, do you think this is rooted in culture or basically saying we don't want to be a part of anything regarding white people?
Could be both.
Nah, I'm going with the first one.
I mean, it's obviously...
I'm going with the first one.
Yeah, I don't know. Again, I'm
We'll
not
watch.
inside these
Maybe
people's minds, so-
this is like a Chaz 2.0, and let's just see how this progresses. Because I would love to be like, once they establish and they have their first move in, I want to track the crime stats. I want to track the crime stats and see what happens.
You know,
I
if
just wanna
they're
see it.
families, if they're husbands and wives and their children, and they're all together, and it's a community of people, and they're just,
Yeah.
you know, great.
Yeah.
If that's how you want to live, awesome, and you thrive in that.
Oh, I'm not.
in that
If that's what you
situation.
want to do,
Right.
fucking rock on with yourself.
Yeah.
But it's just like, again, if the opposite race does it or other races do this, don't you dare sit there and
No, you
pearl
can't
clutch.
complain.
But you know they will. They just will. Oh my God. And that's what I love about like people. I had this one conversation with this guy. He's like, that's a generalization. I was like, but if it generally happens, that's the truth then. That's the overwhelming majority. So therefore it's not a generalization. That's but anyway, Michelle Yao takes a stab at Don Lemon, black supremacist. He's a piece of shit. Elon Musk, he's getting way more political now. If you're following on Twitter, you can follow me at John Burkey on Twitter, JOHNBURKY on Twitter. Elon Musk is getting way more into it. Elon Musk thought it was unfair to jail the QAnon shaman who broke into the Capitol, but the DOJ says none of the footage was withheld and Tucker Carlson only showed 4 minutes of it. Those 4 minutes of it are pretty damning to the January 6th tribunal. That's what it was.
Yeah.
It wasn't a committee, it was a tribunal. Pretty damning to that. But you look at how the leftist media is doing their best to paint Tucker Carlson as if he is spreading disinformation. Eric Swalwell, this piece of shit, he goes on an interview and he talks about he was visiting troops. And he said, you know, while he was mid-fart, and he was saying troops generally like to watch Fox News. Well, there's a reason for that there, butt buddy. But then he talks about, you know, and I'm not for banning stuff, but we should really be watching, and I'm paraphrasing, we should really be watching what the troops are, you know, looking at, because the lies spread by Tucker Carlson and Laurel Ingraham, you know, they should have to clean it up. Otherwise, you know, there should be some regulation. I'm like, bro, that dude should be strung up by his fucking neck.
The same cock gobblers that were spreading Russia collusion, lies, pee-pee tape hoaxers.
Bro, I'm ready for a war with these people. I fucking hate them. I hate Eric Swalwell. If somebody assassinated that piece of shit, I'd be the first one standing up and applauding, saying, fuck that guy. These people, they are on the verge. They are on the cusp, folks. I mean, they're all right. They're already promoting fascism. They're outright wanting to censor. Imagine saying troops should not. And here's the thing. Here's the fucked up part. They have the authority. They can do it. They can do it. Federal troops are federal employees. They can limit what those troops consume while on duty hours. Will they? No, they won't. Swalwell, it's a pipe dream. But the fact that this guy even presented that on an interview is mind-boggling. But you say nothing to the effect of CNN that has been busted time after time. The Steele dossier, COVID. Now Congress is voting to declassify the COVID origins. And you're like, what do you mean declassify it? We should have had access to that this entire, and we all know where it came from. All we're waiting for is the Congress to say, oh yeah, this is actually where it came from. It's like, well, you know, the Fauci leaks, we already knew this. We already knew this. The government is so corrupt. These politicians are so corrupt. They are lying to the American people. Whatever they tell you, you should not believe, folks. You should not believe them. It's ridiculous. But we go back to Elon Musk. It says, this is a bullet point in the article. A Proud Boy wants to dismiss his seditious conspiracy case based on the Tucker Carlson January 6th footage. The DOJ responded on Sunday that all of the footage was already provided during discovery. Elon Musk previously suggested there was a miscarriage of justice by the jailing of the QAnon shaman. Elon Musk called for the release of Jacob Chansley, better known as the QAnon shaman, after Tucker Carlson aired surveillance footage of the January 6th riot and suggested there was some miscarriage of justice by jailing the Capitol rioter. The Justice Department begs to differ. Well, go figure. The DOJ is comprised by fucking loyalists. They are compromised politically. There is a bias within the DOJ. It's insane to me. Even the FBI. The 10-page court filing submitted Sunday, the DOJ said none of Carlson's footage, with the exception of 10 seconds of video that implicated an evacuation route, was withheld during the discovery process in Chansley's case. The department added, oh really? Why wasn't that public knowledge? There's a reason you're in damage control mode right now, because all this footage is now being released and we're seeing it firsthand. You sit there and you said they broke into the Capitol, but you've got Capitol Police showing this guy around. That doesn't tell me that he broke in. He was escorted in. That's a difference then.
What's his name? That Ed craps his pants on Twitter. He's like, here's the video of him walking into the door. unescorted by police.
But the other video shows
That's how I
him
imagine he
escorted by
talks.
police.
I imagine he talks like that.
I would
with
think
a
so, too.
Very pronounced lisp.
Probably because he's got a cock in his mouth. Voice. I don't know. A 10-page court filing. Was okay. The department added that the footage aired on Carlson's show last week was taken out of context, kind of like the Josh Hawley footage that we were talking about. They showed only a clip of him running. They do this for a reason. These politicians, these agencies, they understand how the internet works, folks. Listen to me now. Listen to the sound of my dulcet, soothing voice. They know what they are doing. They know if they release a certain clip, a certain segment, it will go viral. Liberal influencers, paid propagandists on Twitter and the like will use this. They will regurgitate it over and over and over again to the point where when the truth actually comes out, nobody fucking cares. For example, the Steele dossier, Russian collusion, all of this was debunked. And by the time it came out years later, even after Trump wasn't president anymore, nobody gave a fuck. Even CNN recanted and said, we were wrong. And what happened? Nothing fucking happened except they tanked in ratings and they had to start firing people left and right. But the fact is, the damage was already done. That's all that matters. It's like we're going to do it now and deal with the repercussions later, if at all. CNN just got caught. That's the only reason. So when they release these unedited clips, but they know what they're doing. Mm-hmm. They know exactly. This is a psyop. This is information. This is people just trying to help people formulate a bias by showcasing certain angles, certain clips. It's minimal truth. So if you want the full context, release it all. But they didn't. They fucking didn't. That's why, at least, thank God you got Elon Musk out there actually calling for some justice. Dude, I'm sorry. I'm to the point now with Elon's like, dude, all these DNC propagandists, like the Brooklyn Dad, ban them. Get them out of there. You can clearly tell they are lying. It is a lie. It's different. And, my free speech. Nope. It's his platform. He can do whatever the fuck he wants with it. Ban him. Get him out of there. Well, John, who's the arbiter? When you are clearly telling lie after lie after lie, and you know what that person is there for, get rid of them.
See, I just wonder how many of his followers are actual people. Like a lot of these, liberal douchebags on there.
They're paid.
Continuously.
They have to be
making
paid.
stories up.
Yeah. They've got to be paid.
They are paid.
It's just, there's, and a lot of them.
When you see JoJo, the dancing monkey.
Oh my God, she's such an idiot. She's
Brooklyn
such a fucking idiot.
At these White House events. Mm-hmm. That's got to tell you something.
You know why.
Yeah. I think somebody had posted something about this guy's. I think he's got like a 501c3 or some sort of a PAC that, he gets paid through.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
Which is.
And here's the deal, though. The conservative ones do the same thing.
Yeah.
These meme accounts, they get paid. They get paid big bucks. Turning Point recruits, the RNC recruits, they get paid. So don't think they give a fuck about telling you the truth. You know who doesn't get paid? Josh, do me a favor. Raise your hand. We don't get paid. We don't get paid shit. We piss everybody off on all sides. I don't give a fuck. And that's where journalism has got to go. But unfortunately, when you have something from Fox or CNN, it's the same. It's, two sides of the same shit coin.
Yeah.
Independent journalism is more crucial now than it ever has been. I follow one page, Real News, No Bullshit. They're actually pretty accurate. They go in there and they report just facts. They're doing the interviews. And it's like, that's how journalism should be. Mm-hmm. But these big ratings networks, oh my God. Where they went wrong is they started doing these op-ed pieces and these political opinion pieces. If you would just stick to just the facts, that's it. You shouldn't even call it Fox News. It's not just news. It's clearly opinion-based stuff. But that's just me. That's me. I'm being a little bit finicky with that, but I feel like that's what we need to do in this day and age to ensure that a news network, it's just the news. It's like, hey, this happened on this date at this time. These are the facts. This is what we know. And that's it. That's it. I have seen so many of these networks that are clearly showing a bias. Breitbart's biased, and let's not lie about that.
You know who is pretty good?
Who?
The website, justthenews.com.
Just the News, yeah. You talked about that one before.
Yeah. No, they are good. John Solomon's a good reporter.
Oh, my God. You see that Matt Taibbi, the guy who showed the Twitter files? You're getting grilled by that congresswoman or whoever that bitch was.
Yeah.
And yet she was fired for basically the same thing she accused him of.
Yeah.
She basically got up there, and this is how slimy these politicians are, is that Matt Taibbi was basically given the information from Elon Musk, and he broke the Twitter files. And he started releasing story after story after story. And apparently, if you don't know what a Substack is, I guess it's like a newsletter or a group of people. I've done the same thing on Twitter before my shit gets banned all the time.
I think Substack is an actual website.
Is an Substack? Okay.
Yeah.
So anyway, she accused him of leaking this to make money.
Yeah.
And it's like, okay.
I saw that. That stupid idiot.
Stupid bitch. And it's so disgusting to see that.
She was like, you had like 300,000 followers. And after this,
yeah,
it more than tripled.
Well, no shit, bitch. People are reading.
Really?
They want to follow the story, so they're going to click follow.
What the hell does that have to do with anything?
Well, they're trying to use that as a character assassination.
Yeah, they're trying to
basically
insinuate
discredit what he's saying.
Yeah. It's like he just said he's just making up stories so
Yeah.
he could get followers, so he could sell a book. That's what Democrats do.
That's 100% what they do.
Yeah.
My God, they all do it. But at the same token, the information got out there. And the only reason they're trying to run interference on this guy is to try and discredit his stories. But it's already out there. The damage is already done to your side. And the sad thing is, like Facebook and Instagram, ain't shit gonna happen to them. Because you know they're doing it probably 10 times worse than Twitter. You know they are. My accounts on Instagram grow like slugs fuck. They have me flagged so hard, it's ridiculous. That's why I ask y'all to share the stuff over here on Rumble, because unfortunately, we're not with Turning Point. We're not with any of these people, so we don't really get a lot of exposure. It comes through the listeners and stuff like that, and we don't get paid to do this shit. It's literally just me and Josh here, so when you hit that share button, when you tell your friends, that helps out immensely. But these other people, like, oh my God. They're paid. They have it's like a network. It's a good old boy system with the DNC and the RNC. And like George Carlin said, it's a good old big club, and you ain't in it.
Yep.
Fuck them. All right. Last but most certainly not least, greatest story that I just love seeing. Jamie Lee Curtis won an Oscar. Okay? I think she's an idiot, quite honestly. I think they're all idiots. But listen to this. Angela Bassett accused of being a sore loser in viral Oscar moment after Jamie Lee Curtis wins. Curtis won the Oscar for Best Supporting Actress for her role in Everything, Everywhere, All at Once, which nobody's really seen. Angela Bassett did not reign victorious like her character, Queen Ramonda from Black Panther franchise, at the 95th Academy Awards on Sunday. Bassett was nominated in the Best Supporting Actress category, but the award was given to Jamie Lee Curtis for her portrayal of Deirdre and the critically acclaimed blah, 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 blah. During the ceremony, cameras were focused on all of the 5 nominees, and as presenters, Ariana DeBose and Troy Kutzner announced Curtis's name. Much to her shock, she said, "Oh, shut up," she could be seen saying. Cameras did not immediately cut away from the losing nominees, Hong Chow, Carrie Condon, Stephanie Hsu, and Bassett, who did not look thrilled. Social media users immediately noticed that Bassett did not applaud or smile once Curtis was announced the winner, and criticized the actress for being a sore loser. Well, one user took to Twitter writing Angela Bassett is an amazing actress, but the sore loser vibe. Okay. Another user, I don't give a fuck what these users say. Despite the loss, Bassett still made history as the first actor to be nominated for an Oscar from a Marvel film. I'm sorry. Marvel films should not score you an Oscar. They're superhero movies. Are you fucking kidding me? Martin Scorsese had a point when he talked about superhero movies do not make you a movie star.
Black Panther has to be one of the worst.
I've never even seen it. I don't care to see it.
The first one was so boring.
Really?
Oh, God, I just couldn't make it through it. It's so boring.
Well, it's black, Josh, and if you don't like it, you're a racist. We need more black representation in Hollywood, Josh.
Did anybody in the chat, did you guys see Black Panther? Did anybody like it? I mean, I just couldn't get into it. I just thought it was super boring.
Despite the loss, Bassett still made... Okay, shortly after Curtis won, Bassett's Black Panther Wakanda Forever co-star Michael B. Jordan and Ant-Man star Jonathan Mayers came out on stage to present the award for the best cinematography. Hey, Auntie, Jordan affectionately said to Bassett in a show of support. The 64-year-old actress was sitting in the front row at the show. "We love you," Majors added. Oh, so blacks showing love to blacks, but forget everybody else.
Yeah, well,
Was that
I mean,
like
Hollywood is racist.
Oh, they're very racist.
It's
100%.
Very, very racist.
I'm surprised Jamie Lee Curtis even got it.
Yeah, it's well,
It's one turd over another.
I mean,
Many individuals also came to Bassett's defense on social media, with one person sharing on Twitter, "I can't believe people are this upset because Angela Bassett didn't immediately celebrate her losing. Didn't even give her a chance to process her disappointment. Just immediately expected her to be the you go girl type, and she refused. Good for her." Oh, so now it's okay to be a sore loser as long as you're black, I'd imagine. Guarantee. Another user chose to applaud Bassett, writing, "Good for Angela Bassett for not smiling nor clapping. Y'all expect black women to not only be exceptional, but happy for others who get accolades we deserve over and over." And there it is.
Yeah, that's
there
racist.
There it is.
You know, when
there
they started coming
baby.
out saying Oscars be so white or whatever that hashtag was.
White Oscar, yeah.
You know, that's when you knew that they crossed the Rubicon and they just didn't give a fuck anymore. And there's like, you know what? We deserve this over everybody else.
Exactly.
Because of what we've been through.
Black people have been through so much.
What have you been through? Like Dick?
Yeah.
You had to get through Dick to get there?
Yeah.
That's, well, what's his name? Harvey Weinstein?
Weinstein, yeah. During the awards season, accolades were given to both women. Bassett took the Golden Globes and Critics' Choice Awards home for Best Supporting Actress, while Curtis won the Screen Actors Guild Award. Members of the Academy vote for the winners at the Oscars. Neither a representative for Bassett nor Curtis immediately responded to Fox News' digital request for comment. Well, they're not going to because you're Fox News and they hate you. Oh my God. Did you really think you deserved an Oscar for anything you did in Wakanda? Like, are you serious? Are you really serious? Brendan Fraser apparently won his Oscar for The Whale. I haven't seen The Whale, but I know he got raked over the coals by a lot of the woke blue-haired lesbians. For like, they should have hired an actual obese person to play that role. It's like, well, they would, but they die so fast, so it's kind of hard to have somebody stick around for that long to film it. Was that mean? I don't care. Fat shaming works. Sue me. Oh my God. Well, that wraps up today's show, folks. We appreciate you being here. It's Monday. I hope you have a wonderful Monday. Thank you for tuning in today. And if you could, like I said, hit that thumbs up button on the Rumble page. That actually helps boost us to the top of the ratings on the Rumble page. We're competing with the likes of Crowder, Bongino, great podcasters, great entertainers. We're trying to make our name out there. You can always find us at allamericансavageshow.com. If you can, you want to support the show, go check out shellshockcbd.com. And if you can't, and you don't want to mess with CBD, I totally understand it. You can head over to Locals and become a subscriber over there. That helps us fiscally. We really appreciate that. Outside of that, we'll be here tomorrow around the same time, 12 p.m. CST. If you could, like I said, tell your friends about us. Share the show. Tag us on Instagram and Facebook. We really appreciate it. You got anything to add, my man?
Yes, have a great day.
And until tomorrow, folks, you stay savage, America.